I made a video on this channel, and it's probably one of my successful videos that I've made on this channel so far. In that video, I mentioned as one of the points to protect yourself when your billions come in terms of XRP gains. And one of the things I mentioned was that to have an LLC or a limited company if you're here in the UK, to set up a company to host your or to hold your crypto rather than hold it personally. And since then, I've got a whole bunch of questions. People asking me what the difference is, having a company to hold your XRP or holding your XRP to your own name. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the benefits of doing that. Also, I realize that a lot of people think or believe that a company is very difficult to set up. I bet it used to be difficult, but now in the information age, everything has been made easy. And I'm going to talk about that in this video too. Before we go ahead, I have to say that I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. Anything you hear are just the opinions of a YouTuber who enjoys doing this sort of thing. All right. So why would you want to set up an LLC? The number one benefit of that is, of course, tax benefits. Now, depending on where you live in the world, the tax rules are different. Where I live in the UK and probably in the US most of the time, if you don't sell your crypto in the first place, then no taxes are due. All right. So all of this is moot, right? But if you do trade or you do sell or move your XRP or crypto from one person to a different wallet and stuff, you may trigger a tax event. Also, depending on how much money you earn, your tax bracket is different and what happens to your tax is different. In the UK, most crypto assets are treated as assets, so the tax is on the capital gains. However, if you trade frequently, if you're a frequent trader, I think it's called, i.e. if you're a day trader, then your gains are treated as income because you're perceived to be trading as a business or trading as a profession. So that's treated as, income. So best option is to consult a tax expert, a CPA, an accountant in your area to verify what your tax bracket is, if of course you need to pay taxes. However, the reason why an LLC or a company can protect you is it may vastly reduce the amount of tax you're actually due to pay. For instance, if you own a company, there are so many different expenses you can write off your tax compared to if you're just a person who's basically working from your bedroom, for instance. Some things like electricity bills, transport, your phone, your computer cost, things like that. If you're a person who just owns that asset and you're not treating it as a business, then usually none of those things can be expensed from your taxes. However, if you own an LLC and they're holding your cryptocurrencies, well, it's your LLC and that's what's holding your crypto. A lot of these expenses you can write off from the tax, right? And there are so many of those other little things that you can do. Also, here in the UK, the tax bracket of a company, the thresholds at which tax becomes payable, what percentages you pay, are different for companies and individuals. So if you're self-employed or a free agent or something like that, a freelancer, the tax brackets you fall under are different from a business entity. And in terms of cryptocurrencies, the business entities fall under way better tax brackets than the personalities. So tax reasons, that's the first thing. The second thing is legal reasons. Now, if you suddenly become a billionaire, you might be shocked to see how many people might come out of the woodworks, depending on who you are, your lifestyle, what you've done in your life. People might come out of nowhere and start to claim things. Perhaps you get divorced or a partner shows up out of nowhere, a child, whatever. Or maybe you've owed money to somebody, you've owed a car to somebody or whatever, and then they take you to court, they sue you. Maybe you get involved in a fight or an accident. They can go after your possessions, right? They can sue you personally. So your personal liability and how much you're liable to pay out in a lawsuit depends on how much you own. If you don't personally own all that stuff, then they can't reach your crypto because your crypto is owned by a different legal entity, the LLC, who's got effectively nothing to do with you in that aspect. And they can't sue your LLC because, again, that's a different legal entity to you. So the second reason, of course, as I've explained, is for legal reasons. There are some other little reasons here and there, but those are the two significant ones that we need to think about and worry about as crypto holders. And because you're not actually going to be doing actual business, nothing is going to change day by day, except perhaps now you're going to be taking more note of your expenses because you know you can write them off more easily if you have an LLC. Now, when it comes to setting up an LLC, that is extremely easy now. You can go the traditional route where you can basically go to a lawyer on the high street and they can do it for you. That's probably going to cost you a lot more. There are companies that specialize in doing that. You can pick up the phone and ring them. Again, they're agents, so that might even cost you a lot more. The third option, which is how I did it, was just get online and sign up via an online form. I found an online company that does it. And because everything is automated, you just fill out a form. The costs are really, really low. Now, if you're interested in signing up for an LLC online, which is the cheapest way to do it, I've got a link in the description. They're the ones that I use to set up an LLC in the United States. I have more than one LLC. I have one in the UK. I have one in the United States because I like to separate the things that I do in the UK and the things that I do in the US because the tax bands are different, the legal issues are different, so I have them separated. So this is mostly for my American audience. If you're interested in setting up an LLC, if you use that link, it's only $39. And you just fill out a form and in a few minutes, you've got your own LLC and you can then do the process of, you know, transferring the ownership of your crypto to that LLC. It's an affiliate link, which means if it's a qualifying purchase, if you actually sign up, then I might be paid a tiny commission. It's not going to affect your $39 and I have no idea, I'm not going to get any idea who's clicked on what, but it's their way of tracking that I sent them the traffic and it's a way of them saying thank you to me to make it a win-win-win situation as usual. Not financial advice. I will see you in the next video. Peace.